So as we can all see here, if we decide to draw a triangle of this shape, let me draw a square. A square is a shape, you know, with all sides being equal and then all angle being right, okay? Oh, sorry. If this is a right angle, that means 90 degree, right, right, right. And then the measure of this is 1 meter, 1 meter each. Then if I decide to divide this triangle square into 2, and then, you know, the angle from here gonna be 45. The angle here also gonna be 45. So taking it out is gonna give me something of this nature. 45, 45, and right. So it means in essence, a 45-90, a 45-45-90 triangle is just half, okay, of an isosceles triangle, because an isosceles triangle, so a 45-45-90 triangle is half of a square, okay? Sorry, it's half of a square. And it's also an isosceles triangle, because in an isosceles triangle, you know, the angles at the base are 45-45 and 2 of the sides are equal. So if you check very well, the 2 sides here are equal. These 2 sides here are equal, and then the angles at the base are congruent, okay? So if you take a square, you divide the square into 2 equal sides, okay? Along the angles, okay? That is along the diagonal, one of the diagonals. The diagonal is the longest distance in a square, okay? So like this red dots I put, you know, on this square. So if you divide a square along the diagonal, the 2 shapes form are of equal size, and the 2 shapes are called isosceles triangle. So a 45-45-90 triangle is just half of a square, and it's an isosceles triangle. So we're gonna see how you can easily find the sides of an isosceles triangle without even using sine, cosine, and tangent, okay? So let's go there. In the first case here, as we can all see, since these 2 sides are equal, we have 1, 1. So it means we have an isosceles triangle. So which means this angle gonna be 45. This angle gonna be 45. Then if we decide to use Pythagorean theorem, okay, let me put the right angle. It says this guy squared plus this guy squared will be equals to this guy squared. 1 square is 1, 1 square is 1, and it gives me x squared. 1 plus 1 is what? 2. 2 equals to x squared. Then if I apply square root on both, it means x gonna be equals to root of 2. So here, root of 2. You're gonna observe something. Let's go. You're gonna observe a pattern like the case of 30, 60, 92. So here, the next problem, this is also, since this side, these 2 sides are equal, so it means this angle is 45. This angle is also 45. Then this is a right angle. So this is also an isosceles triangle. So I'm gonna take the square of the 2 legs to be equals to x squared, this x, the hypotenuse, okay? Then 2 squared is 2 times 2, which is 4. Jovara, what is 2 squared? What is 2 times 2? 4, okay. Then what is 4 plus 4? 8. Then Jovara, I'm gonna apply square root on both sides. And then Jovara, I'm gonna, I have square root of 8. I'm not gonna put square root of 8 in my calculator because we wanna find answers in radical form, that is the simplified root form. So I'm gonna take 8. Jovara, give me two numbers that when you multiply them, you can get 8. Okay, so I'm gonna, Jovara said 4 and 2. Then I can also break 4 in, 4 into two numbers. Give me two numbers that when I multiply them, I can get 4. So 2 times 2, and this 2 comes here. So I'm gonna have 2 times 2. I have 2 times 2 times 2. So I only need the first 2. So if I take the first 2, I'm gonna have x equals to 2 root of 2. So here too, I have what? 2 to the root of 2. So lastly, as you can see, since this side equals to this side, that means this is an isosceles triangle. The angle here going to be 45. The angle here going to be 45. This is right. So I'm going to also take 3 squared plus 3 squared being equals to x squared. This hypotenuse. So 3 squared is 9. 3 squared is 9. 3 times 3. 9 plus 9 is 18. 18 gives me x squared. Then I'm going to apply square root on both. I'm going to also find two numbers again. When you multiply them, I have 18. That gives me 9 times 2. And then I'm going to break 9 into two numbers. When I multiply them, I'm going to get 9. Okay, beautiful. That's 3 and 3. Then this 2 comes down here. So here, I'm going to circle this. Since I have 3 2 times, that means the answer here, x is going to be 3 root of 2. So if you don't have, just keep it like that. Okay, yeah. Since like the root of 2, you cannot break root of 2 further into two numbers, because there are no two numbers that you can multiply them to get 2 except 2 times 1. So since 2 is repeating itself, so it doesn't work, okay? So here, our last answer is a 3 square root of 2. So as you can observe, the first instance here, since in this isosceles triangle, the two equal sides, are 1, 1, then the hypotenuse is just 1 times square root of 2. In the second case, the two equal sides are 2, 2. The isosceles is just, the hypotenuse is just 2 times root of 2. The third case, the two equal sides are 3, 3, and the hypotenuse is 3 times root of 2. So it means in a 40, 40, 45, 45, 45, 90 triangle, both legs are congruent and the length of the hypotenuse is the length of the leg times the square root of 2. So in general, if you have this kind of triangle, this is a leg, this is a leg, and this is the hypotenuse. So it means if this one of the legs is x, the other leg's gonna be x, and then the hypotenuse is gonna just be 2. The hypotenuse is gonna just be x times root of 2. So in an isosceles triangle, if you know one leg, you can find the other leg. They're gonna be equal, and then you can easily find the hypotenuse. That's just gonna be the value of one of the legs times square root of 2. So let's see this problem, this illustration here first. H stands for hypotenuse, and L stands for leg. Here, there's no long leg because in an isosceles triangle, all legs are equal, okay? So we're gonna solve these two problems here and then we are done for the day. As you can see here, this is, since we have a 45 angle up here, so it means the other angle has to be 45. because 1 is already 90, okay? Then this is leg, this is h. And we know from our statements here, it says in a 45, 45, 90 triangle, both legs are congruent. So if you know one leg, you should be able to know the other leg. So you can say, since y is a leg, 6 is also a leg, then y equals to 6, okay? And then to find h, you're gonna use the formula h equals to L square root of 2. H is x, L is 6 times square root of 2, then you are done. You don't need headache calculations, calculation that will just be giving you headache. Here is the same case. Since one of, the red angle is 90, one of the angles is 45, so it means the third one gonna be 45, so that the sum gives you 180. Then after that, Ln is a leg, M is a leg. Then H root 2 is H. Okay, since L equals to, the two legs are congruent, so M equals to N, but we don't know them. Then you go with the formula that says H, the hypotenuse, equals to one of the legs times square root of 2. We know H to be 8 to the root of 2. L is, let's take M or N, so I'm gonna take M, square root of 2. Since we are looking for M, I'm gonna divide by square root of 2. Root of 2, roots cancel to roots here, so M equals to 8, which is equals to N as well. So it means here, this guy is 8, this guy is 8. Here, this guy is 6, this guy is 6, root of 2. So by observation, you should be able to solve these kind of problems. So here today, the hypotenuse of a 45, 45, 90 right triangle is just square root of 2 times longer than its leg. So please, anytime you see a triangle of this nature where two angles are 45, the two legs gonna be the same, and then the hypotenuse is just gonna be the legs times square root of 2. So that ends this.